I'm Richard Cartwright, welcome to today's video. Now I'm going to be asking the question today, do balls matter? Do golf balls matter, of course? And in a word, yes they do. But do they make a massive tangible difference into how far the golf ball goes or where it's going? Not really, not really. For example, a softer ball will generally tend to curve a little bit more, but it's very difficult to ascertain just how much curvature, how much different it is compared to a harder ball, for example. And again, for example, if we're in sort of single figures handicaps and above, then yeah, it makes even less tangible difference. Yeah, there's going to be the odd difference in the feel. Yeah, there's going to be the odd difference in how far the golf ball goes, but we're only talking a matter of a couple of yards, which is so difficult to notice out on that golf course, especially it's really quite wet, it's still pretty damp, still pretty cold out there. It's very difficult to ascertain the amount of difference we are getting when we go out there and we hit different golf balls. Yeah, it's going to be, especially range balls or some sort of lower range balls. These ones, we're really lucky here at Whittlebury. We've got some great Callaway golf balls, more two-piece, so they're still going to a really good distance, really pretty much the same as, nearest damn it, the same as retail golf balls. But then you've got some range balls that are just one piece and they just almost sort of fall out of the sky. There's a couple of really important things that you need to know about golf balls before you go and play with some that you either buy or you find out there. I know a lot of you out there find a lot of golf balls that you want to play with, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Finders keepers and all that. But I want you to make sure you're playing with the right ball for you and you know what's happening with that right ball. So, for example, if you're, let's say, a handicap of 9 and above, let's say, 9 and above, anything above a 9 handicap, it doesn't really matter which ball you play with. What I would recommend is try to find a ball that you feel is nice off the putter face, nice off the irons, nice off the driver, okay? Just buy a ball that you feel, stick to your budget, but feels nice. Softer balls, harder balls, higher compression balls, 2-piece, 3-piece, 4-piece, 5-piece golf balls. That's all to do with the inner core. But again, as I say, the level of tangible difference you will find is absolutely minimal. It really is, especially if you're off that sort of, again, 9 handicap and above level. When you get to sort of that single figure level, you've got a little bit more what I class as feel. You can feel the ball coming off the face and you know when it's a good shot and you know when it's a bad shot. Again, a lot of high handicappers can feel that, but lower handicaps tend to feel a little bit more. They tend to get a little bit more of a gauge into how it feels, whether it comes off the golf club nicely or whether it doesn't, okay? But again, it does make a little bit of a tangible difference, but very, very little for that lower handicap. So again, from sort of mid single figure down to low handicappers, yes, find a ball that you feel comfortable with. Find a ball that you feel will give you that little comfort, a little bit of extra feel, extra bit of softness, extra bit of stop around the green. Because to get you down to that next level from a mid single figure handicapper down, a lot of it's down to the quality of the short game. So if you've got a golf ball that you feel comfortable with around the greens and with the putter, yeah, keep using that golf ball, whether it be, again, slightly harder ball, a higher compression ball, a lower compression ball. But again, stick with it, stick with that feel. It's almost a little bit more psychology. It's almost a little bit more psychology when it comes to golf balls. Because if you're, for example, if you're used to using a Callaway ball, for example, then usually, more often than not, you're going to hit that really quite nicely. Why? Because you feel comfortable with that. If you've got it, if you're almost brainwashed, say, hang on, I'm not going to use a tightest golf ball because I've hit a couple of bad shots with it. Yeah, more often than not, even though it might be the best ball for you, okay, it might give you that little bit of an advantage. Yeah, if our mindset is that, if we've been brainwashed and thinking tightest balls are no good for me, again, we're going to struggle with that golf ball. So find a golf ball that's right for you. Find a golf ball that you feel comfortable with. Find a golf ball that you feel, that you know, you can almost predict how it's going to feel when it comes off the face. And as I say, I know a lot of you go out there and find golf balls, which is fine. But make sure if you do play with these golf balls, there's one real factor I want you to look at here, and that is the actual cover of the golf ball itself. So I want you to make sure the cover is absolutely, you've got dimples on that golf ball. Because if that cover is smooth and it's been hit quite a few times, then we're gonna struggle to get that ball up in the air. There are dimples on golf balls for a reason. It increases the drag to gain some air resistance to get that ball up in the air. Okay, so that ball, when that ball's got some good quality dimples, i.e. it's pretty much brand new, if it's still well struck and the ball goes up in the air nicely and it's come out the center of the golf club, because of those dimples, it's going to sort of stay in the air, but really penetrate that wind, penetrate that air. If the golf ball is absolutely smooth, it's just going to dive bomb from the sky. And even if you strike it really nicely, you'll see a massive deviation in that golf ball. So if you do go out there and find balls, make sure it's one that's hardly been used. Make sure the cover, the dimples aren't smooth. Make sure the dimples are really still nice and defined, like a new golf ball would be. Therefore, that ball will fly compared to when it's really smooth and that ball just, as I say, drops from the sky. So to summarise, do golf balls make a difference? Yes, but not really a massive tangible difference. I mean, if you're lucky to have a Trackman or another launch monitor of that kind, you'll notice a couple of yards difference. You'll notice a couple of yards difference in the deviation of that curvature of that ball. But apart from that, there is really no massive difference, no real tangible difference as to where that golf ball goes. Find a ball that you feel comfortable with, but if you do actually find golf balls on the golf course that you tend to use, save a bit of money, fair enough, fair play. Make sure it has dimples. Make sure that golf ball has some nice defined dimples. Hope this helps, hope this makes sense. Let me know what you think, comment below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for me please.